Hi. So, I let the start screen go a little bit longer than I normally would because I dropped a lot of frames right when it went live. So, yeah, it seems like it's stabilized, and if it's going to happen, I guess in the intro is a good time for it to happen. But hello, welcome to the stream. If it feels like the stream is exceedingly far behind, I would recommend refreshing, because that many frame drops probably means that the stream is really behind. So apologies for that, I have no clue what happened. But yeah, I decided to stream again, a day after the previous stream, partly because I haven't been feeling super great today, and I feel like streaming as a sort of distraction might help. So yeah, we're gonna try to get through Amy's story and Big's story. Last time we got through Tails and Knuckles' stories. So this should be interesting. If we have time left over, we might go over the remaining field emblems at the egg carrier. Otherwise, I might show off like some other side things in the game. But let's get started.
It's my turn now! Gee, I'm bored. Every day's the same old thing. Same place, different day. I miss the good old days. Hanging out with my hero, Sonic. Chasing bad guys. And blowing them away. But now he's gone. And there's nothing left to do. But shop till I drop. There was always something fun to do with Sonic around. I really miss him. Hey, what's going on here? Is there an eclipse today or what? Nobody forecast a storm or anything. Eggman, can it be? What's that? Ah! Watch it! Watch it! Ow! You should watch where you're going, buddy! Hey, are you all right? You look kind of hurt. What's this? Uh-oh! Yikes! You almost ran me over, creep! Oh no! Let's get out of here! That was one of Eggman's robots, huh? He must have captured you, and somehow you got away, right? Don't worry, I'll protect you. I'll do my best to keep us both from harm. I'll stand by you all the way.
So the stream completely died again. I don't know what's happening, but I'm going to try to stop the stream. And it might be my internet because I just got a notification on screen that I got disconnected on my Xbox. So it is my internet. So, one moment. Hello, are we live again? Okay, I have no clue how well this is going to go because my internet just flat out stopped working. So yeah, that bodes well. Anyway, it seems, never mind, it's dropping again. It might just not be doable today, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. I think the internet's too unstable for some reason. So, never mind, I guess we will continue this some other time. Unfortunately, the cutscene you can't rewatch because it will save your progress, which means that I'll probably take the start of this stream and include it in the next stream, whenever that happens. I might try to stream tomorrow. Who knows? Yeah, sorry about that, and yeah, we'll continue Amy's story later. Okay, so I reset my router, and it seems okay. When I started the stream, I dropped a ton of frames, but now at least it seems like it's stabilized, so I think I'll try to play a little bit of this, and if we get to a point where it's just not going to work, again, I'll just take this and edit it probably into the next stream, maybe make that a slightly shorter stream and just combine the two. So sorry about all of the tech issues, hopefully it won't be too bad, but we'll make do in the meantime. I also save all these streams, I record these directly, so I don't have to rely on downloading the Twitch VODs to upload to YouTube, so the YouTube version will be fine. So that's the good news. Yeah, it seems okay now, so let's hope that continues. In Sonic's story, he meets Amy near the casino, so logically, we need to go to the casino area.
My hero, Sonic! Long time no see!
Amy!
What's your problem? See, this little birdie's got in trouble. I think you should be his bodyguard a little while.
What?
Doesn't matter. We'll just tag along.
No way!
Come on, don't run away! Oh!
And also like in Sonic's story, we now need to chase after Sonic, and we need to go now to Twinkle Park, which should be right out here, and straight ahead from the hotel. Yep, there's Sonic.
Wait up, Sonic! Not fair! I can't run as fast as you! Ah, look! Eggman's robot's on the loose!
Don't panic! I'll handle that bag of bolts!
Ah!
Now what's wrong? Huh?
Look! It says cute couples can get in free! What are we waiting for?
Amy! Wait! I give up. She's so weird.
Alright, so Twinkle Park is Amy's first stage. And honestly, it's not a bad stage. first of all, we need to get inside the main part of the park, so we actually have to activate all 3 switches around the park. Amy has a slight trick that makes her gameplay a lot more manageable. If you do a mid-air hammer swing, you'll automatically basically reach top speed in order to do the hammer jump, which makes these sections a lot easier to navigate. You'll definitely see me performing the hammer jump a lot, just because it is a lot faster than like normal walking speed. Like so, we're definitely leaving that robot behind. The robot's name is Zero. He is trying to capture the bird. As we know from Sonic and Tails' story, the bird has a Chaos Emerald somehow. How the bird actually has a Chaos Emerald is a mystery, because the Chaos Emerald is bigger than the bird itself. So yeah, with the hammer jump, Amy actually can gain speed pretty fast. And honestly, it's a really fun way to travel. With the gimmick of being chased by Zero, these stages should be slightly more intense, but they're really not. Zero's really easy to avoid. Like, we are not anywhere close to him. And Zero is invincible, by the way, so you actually can't defeat him through normal means. Alright, so now we're outside the park. I want to say the time for this mission for the A rank is like 3 or 2.5 to 3 minutes, which is actually really doable. If it's like 2 minutes even, that's still fairly doable. And the exit for Amy's stages are balloons.
Welcome to Twinkle Park.
Whew! I'm glad we finally lost that robot. Sonic must have gotten lost too. Now, calm down. What do you want?
Hand me the bird.
Nope.
Quietly hand over the bird.
No, never.
Why not?
I don't need to tell you anything. You tell me why you want it, now!
Does not compute.
You don't even know? I know you might hurt us both. Please, Mr. Robot. Won't you help us, please?
insufficient data. You have feelings for something you know nothing about. Illogical.
I pity you. Love is not part of your programming. You are missing something good. Hey, Birdie, come back here!
Go. Escape.
Well, what? You sure?
It's dangerous here. Hurry. We'll be at the Mystic Ruins base soon.
You're really nice. You're different from the other robots. You've got a soft spot inside your metal frame. If you want, we can be friends, okay?
So, one really weird thing about this is, Eggman has a Chow egg in a prison cell, when there's actually a Chow garden in the egg carrier. So I'm not entirely sure why this particular Chow egg is locked up when he could have just put it in the Chow garden.
You're not going to escape from here. Let's see if you can clear this awesome game.
Keep trying until you get the high score. Good luck.
So the high score is 2,000 points. You have to destroy the Sonic dolls, but not the Eggman dolls. We actually don't want to score too high, otherwise we'll make our lives more difficult later on. So I'm going to stop at 2,100 points and leave it there for later. And we'll definitely be exceeding this high score at a later time, but I don't want to make this too difficult for myself, so I am holding back quite a bit.
What? I can't believe this is happening!
Behold the warrior feather. Now you can do the spin hammer attack. Press and hold the action button and move the directional pad in a circle.
Oh wow, you can use the D-pad to move. I never really thought about it, but they do say directional pad specifically, so I was wondering. So, to escape, we now need to use the hammer to hit the switch down and head to our next stage. Hot Shelter is a very unique stage for one very specific reason. This is the only stage in Sonic Adventure that Sonic himself doesn't go to. Sonic goes to, I think, 10 out of 11 stages in this game. Hot Shelter being the only one that a lot of the other characters go to. Something I was actually thinking about is like which stages the most characters go to. And what's like the least visited stage, and I think it might be Lost World, because I think it's only Sonic and Knuckles that go to Lost World. Hot Shelter, 3 characters go here. Most of the stages have at least 3 stages with different characters. But yeah, Lost World is kind of like the exception. I fell down into the water, which obviously is a lot slower. Inherently, this is actually one of the longest stages in Sonic Adventure. The A rank time for this mission is like 6 minutes. I think it's like 5.5 minutes. So yeah, this is a pretty lengthy stage. Even when going fast, it's like a 5-minute stage. So yeah, I think it's easily the longest regular level in the game. and it doesn't entirely help that Amy's playstyle is inherently a lot slower. So, wow, I actually remembered the combination. Takal will actually tell you, but I was trying to see if I could remember it on my own. So we can use these ladders to reach these little upper entryways, but you actually don't need to. The hammer jump is actually good enough that you don't really need to do that, but I actually need enough room to launch myself up here. Actually, what I usually end up doing is climb the ladder here and then just jump over instead of pushing it all the way. You can tell I've definitely gotten A ranks in this game because I know way too much about weird, like, meta, like, tech in order to actually get through everything really fast. Yeah, trying to A rank these stages is actually not that difficult. It's way easier than Sonic Adventure because in this game, it's more based around time rather than like score, which makes it a lot more straightforward. In games where you actually have to worry about like score, like Sonic Adventure 2 and Unleashed, that's actually way harder. Score is basically meaningless in this game, which is kind of interesting. Also, this is a cool little speedrun trick. You're supposed to ride up this gear, and then hit the switch to set the gears going the opposite direction. But something you can actually do is just do a hammer flip in order to jump over. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but you can save some time by doing that. Again, little tricks you pick up when trying to go for A ranks. I've actually 100%ed all 3 like adventure-style Sonic games, counting 06 as one. And Adventure 2 I think is actually the hardest in some ways. 06 is so broken that you can use some of the glitchiness of it to your advantage, while Adventure 2 is just relatively... You actually have to like play the game relatively as intended, which makes it a tougher game to complete in some ways. 06, you just have the problem of the game is actively fighting you the entire time, which kind of adds some difficulty to it. So yeah, this is definitely one of the longest stages. It's not a bad stage though, I just feel like in general it's kind of weird that you give the longest stage in terms of like distance to the one of the slower characters and make it more of a platforming stage. That's actually something I kind of miss out of Sonic. Custom making stages for each character's playstyle. Like, you know, Sonic probably would have a hard time going through Hot Shelter just because of how methodical the stage is. All of the slower characters end up going through Hot Shelter, which kind of makes sense because it is more of a platforming level rather than a speed-based level. Conversely, someone like Amy or like Big the Cat would have trouble going through like Speed Highway, and people have tried using modding to play Speed Highway with Big, and it does not go well, but it's still very funny. So yeah, it is kind of like I miss that, because I feel like even with a game like Sonic Forces, where there are multiple characters, all the characters play so similarly that it really doesn't change anything. Like, you're still basically just playing a regular Sonic stage, even if you're playing the Avatar or the pair-up stages. It's like, it doesn't really change anything about the core design. Also, by the way, if you actually attack Zero too many times, he'll become invincible, and you can't stun him, so be careful about that. It's better to just leave him alone for the most part. So we have another little block placing puzzle here, and with that we should actually be at the end of the stage. If you're going for the B rank mission, one really good thing to keep in mind is, I want to say, oh wait, I'm actually thinking Final Egg, never mind. But yeah, you would need rings, so yeah, we definitely would not get the B rank, sadly.
Huh? What's this place?
One fun tidbit about this particular vision is this is the only vision in Sonic Adventure that doesn't start you where you need to be. They actually start you in the wrong part of the Mystic Ruins. So we actually have to go over to the Master Emerald Shrine through this passage. And if we go through this little tunnel, we should find Tikal over there. Yep, I already see her. I do feel like this game has really inconsistent draw distance. Like, sometimes you can see something really far away, but like the Chaos Emeralds were kind of popping in. So yeah, the distance loading is actually really weird in this game. I'm not entirely sure how it works and if it's actually better in this version or maybe worse because of how much actually got messed up in the DX version.
You're the Chow. Don't be afraid. You're safe with me.
Gee, what was that? I wonder if I'm dreaming. Oh my! I need to get out of this place!
On one hand, it's kind of weird that both of the stages in this game connect to the pool area of the egg carrier, both Skydeck and the hot shelter. But I also think it would also just be funny that during some divisions, the characters end up in vastly different places than when they start. Part of me thinks it would just be funny if the characters just end up getting teleported, or if they just end up like stumbling all the way from one place to another. And I feel that theory even holds up better with Gamma, which we'll see at some later time. Also, the stream disconnected again, so I don't think we'll be able to actually go much farther today, unfortunately. Again, what will probably happen is I'll try to do another stream a little bit later, and try to go through the— oh, did it reconnect? I think it actually managed to reconnect. Okay, cool. So I think we're back. I really am not happy with my internet today, but it seems okay now. But yeah, as I was saying, I do find it fascinating how much characters end up in the swimming pool area of the egg carrier. Like, every level connects here.
I'm so tired.
But also just with the vision mechanic, it makes you wonder how far away some of these characters actually ended up getting teleported when getting put back from the visions. Because sometimes it feels like they're put right where they should be, and other times they're like really far away. Anyway, let's head out here.
Where do you think you're going, Amy?
Eggman, no!
You can't get away this easily.
Sonic, help!
Too late, buddy!
Birdie!
It's a Chaos Emerald!
What?
I I don't need you when I've got this. Gamma!
At your service, sir.
Dispose of these annoying pests. Give them all you got.
Aye, aye, sir. Will comply.
I've got better things to do.
Stop, Mr. Robot! Please stop!
Amy? That's one of Eggman's clunkers! Out of my way!
No! He helped me before by letting me escape. This robot is different. You don't need to hurt him, okay?
Amy! Okay, I guess I'll let him go then.
The egg carrier's losing altitude.
We're fresh out of time. Take Amy and clear out, fast!
What about you?
I'll nail that Eggman! Can't let him escape!
I knew you would save me, Sonic. You're my hero. You okay? It's dangerous here. Don't pay attention to Eggman anymore. Free yourself. Come on.
Why are you helping me?
I said we'd be friends, and I'm returning your favor. Even this birdie wants you to be free. Eggman's not the kind of man you should work for. Amy, come on, let's get going. Until we meet again, Mr. Robot, take care of yourself. I wonder what Sonic is doing. He's always rescuing me, it seems. I should be more independent. You know, you sure surprised me by having a Chaos Emerald with you. No wonder they were after you, my feathered friend. Hey, a pendant! Wow! So I'll help you find your family. Does Eggman have them captive now? I bet he does. So I'll help you find your family. I've come this far. I may as well go all the way. That robot said Dr. Eggman's base is in the Mystic Ruins. So what do you say we check it out?
So I want to reiterate this in case anyone arrived late, but I'm having internet problems today, and even during the duration of that scene, I was dropping frames. So I apologize for all of the internet problems today. Again, when this gets re-uploaded for YouTube, Luckily, because I'm recording it separately from the stream, it should be fine for the YouTube upload. I don't know if I'll actually get the big story, because I might want to just call it early if it's going to be this choppy. But also, I would recommend potentially refreshing the stream, because I think I'll gradually fall behind from all of the disconnects, sadly. But yeah, we'll try to finish up this story. We don't actually have much to go, just like one major stage actually. There's actually a really sneaky power-up that you can only get in a very specific window of the game, which happens to be right now. So, at the minigame in the egg carrier, there's actually a minigame reward that's only available between Hot Shelter and the next stage, because after the next stage, there's a boss as soon as you go to the egg carrier, so this is like your only chance of actually getting this ability. It's really weirdly specific, to be honest. I don't know why it's like this. And to tell the truth, I don't even remember how to get this ability. Like, you have to get a specific score, but I can't even remember if it's beat your high score, or just get like 3,000 points. I genuinely don't remember which one it is. So we are going to err on the side of caution, and completely destroy the score if all goes well. Now, the question remains to be seen, can I destroy this high score? Because this minigame can actually be a little bit mean, so we'll have to see how this goes. This could go really well, or it could go really badly. Also, do not use the spin hammer, because you will clip a lot of the Eggman dolls and lose a ton of points in the process. Just rely on regular hammer swings. Go for the supersonics, they're worth more points. I'm gonna aim for about 3,000 to be on the safe side. I want to say that's it, but I may be wrong. That should definitely be enough, so I'm just gonna let the timer run out. We don't really need any more points than that. And if we got it, then text will say that we got the long hammer, which is the next upgrade. There's also an emblem for this in the trial mode, which I don't even know the score for that. So yeah, we did get the power-up.
Here's the long hammer. Your attack radius is now increased. Try the spin hammer attack.
So I feel like this is not a hot take in the slightest. Amy has the worst power-ups in the game, because both are effectively useless. Like, neither of them actually do anything. Like, the spin hammer is cool, I guess, but it makes you dizzy, which means it's not super helpful. The long hammer is designed to increase the radius of the spin hammer, which is also useless because I basically never used the spin hammer. So yeah, not great power-ups. So now we also have the fun task of trying to get over to the Mystic Ruins again, because there are actually two boats. One goes to the Mystic Ruins, one goes to Station Square, and I'll be honest, I can never remember which one is which. So we'll actually use a hint monitor for once, to try to figure out which entrance is actually the right one. This is Station Square, so we want to actually go over to the other side and board this boat in order to very quickly get over to the Mystic Ruins. It is nice though that all three hub areas actually connect really seamlessly like this. Another fun tidbit is that Amy has the slowest climbing speed in the entire game, and is one of the only characters who has to climb an exceedingly long, like, I was gonna say snake eater sized ladder, but that's an exaggeration. But it's still a very tall ladder. And yeah, of course Amy has to be the one to climb the ladder, being the least equipped to climb this ladder. Who knows why it's set up that way. It's this ladder, by the way. We'll be dealing with that a little bit later. For now, we need to head over to Eggman's base. Luckily, we can actually stand on top of the trees, so we can just do the hammer jumps to easily get through. If we fall down, we can still do the hammer jumps to speed things up a little bit. Like so. I kind of wish the long hammer appeared in more games, just because it's kind of weird that Amy gets this upgrade and then proceeds to not use it, like, ever in any future Sonic games. That's kind of how Sonic games go, though, is they kind of ditch upgrades for no discernible reason.
I don't remember this bridge. Looks dangerously suspicious. Wanna go?
Alright, so we're back over in the final egg area. I also meant to point out, before all the frames started dropping, hello, that's totally fine. This will probably be a short stream anyway, given the frame problems. But thank you for stopping by. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say, I kind of feel like the flashback scenes in this game are actually really half-baked. It's like, they had this Metal Sonic character model, so they just kind of put together a really, like, cheap-looking scene of Sonic CD with Sonic and Amy, basically going through a beta Windy Valley, if I'm not mistaken, which actually modders have found ways to put back into the game, which is honestly pretty cool. The Sonic modding community is always very amazing with what they're able to pull off. I think this'll work. Alright, so time for Amy's final stage.
Not you again!
Alright, so another run of Final Egg. This stage is actually really easy, but can be a real jerk when you're going for A ranks. Because there's actually a part of the stage that's completely RNG, which is always fun when you have 2.5 minutes to clear a stage. Random guessing. My advice would be to use the checkpoint reload trick, since restarting doesn't put you at the beginning of the stage like in most Sonic games, and instead puts you at a checkpoint. You can very easily manipulate RNG-based elements, and basically just find where you need to go and then reload the checkpoint if you run out of time. For some reason, in the HD version, Zero doesn't show up here. He's actually supposed to follow you in here, but every time I've played this version, he is never in here. Like, you're supposed to hide behind these, but yeah, like, he never follows me in here in this particular version. And I remember this happening in the GameCube version, so I know it is a glitch. Who knows why it's like that, but the DX version, and then subsequently the HD version of DX, are just a mystery that I feel like the Sonic fan community is still trying to unravel after all this time because of just how poorly put together everything is. It's like somehow this version is less stable than the Dreamcast version, and keeps being iterated on, making it increasingly less stable. First try? Nope. I didn't think so, to be honest. I knew my luck wouldn't be that good. But yeah, this is definitely an annoying part when going for the A rank, because you can easily eat up all your time by just trying to find the right door you're looking for, which sucks. It's like 2.5 minutes, so even if you mess up a few times, it's not too bad, but again, you can always reload the checkpoint by hitting restart in the pause menu in order to gain back a little time. We actually would still be able to get it. You're supposed to use a barrel to get up onto this ledge, but you can actually just hammer jump. making this a lot easier.
All right! I'm free! That was a close one! I saw no sign of your relatives, Birdie! Oh! You escaped from the egg carrier! So maybe your family's still in there! Let's investigate, wanna?
Shoutouts to Amy's final egg being completely useless for the plot. It does nothing. I feel like they had 2 stages for Amy and were like, this will be like a really short story, we need to add another stage. So it just feels like they very awkwardly throw in final egg and try to create a reason to go here, but it accomplishes nothing basically. Like, I'll be honest, I feel like in terms of Sonic characters, I actually... compared to the fanbase as a whole, I feel like I am more easygoing towards the character of Amy than some of the fanbase, because she is not a very popular character, but I actually think she's a bit overhated, to be honest. But I have to admit, Final Egg is kind of not the best reason to go to a stage. I almost feel like they could have come up with a better reason. Even though Final Egg with Amy isn't a bad stage, but it does feel very much like it was tacked on, especially because it's way shorter than Hot Shelter. But yeah, time for the longest ladder in the game. I don't know if Snake Eater actually would be a DMCA problem or not. I actually don't know. I've actually thought about doing like a video where I just play the song over the top of this ladder animation, but I think the ladder is actually too short to get to the chorus. Like, the Snake Eater ladder is still way longer than this, even though this is still a very long ladder. Alright, so from here, we only have one more thing to do for Amy's story. I think we actually will be able to go through Big's story, because I feel like the internet stuff has actually resolved, so I think we're good to go. So let's hop on a boat and head over to our final boss for the story mode.
Yay, it's them! Oh no! Are you okay? You idiot! How could you do this? Now you're gonna get it!
So, we have our final boss against Zero, which is an absolute joke. I say as I actually died. So this time I'm getting a ring first, because I forgot Zero actually has a lot of invincibility frames on his attacks. Yeah, this boss isn't too bad, just basically try to use the hammer when he's on the ground. If he's jumping, you actually can't attack him. Otherwise, the fight's kind of a joke, to be honest. One more hit and we're done.
Are you okay? Can you fly? Whoa! You did it! Now you three can live in peace again! I'm so happy! I'm going to try my best too! Just watch me! I'll make that Sonic respect me! And by that time it's gonna be too late! Mwah!
Alright, so that was another story taken care of. This is probably the shortest story, and probably the least consequential to the overall plot of the game. Because it feels like most of the major story elements you get from Amy's story also come up in the other characters' stories, but I feel like it's, again, a little bit overhated. Relatively innocuous, but again, I do question the random detour to Final Egg, which doesn't really serve any purpose. Yeah, in general, I actually do feel like Amy gets too much hate, but also kind of, I get the same feelings from this story arc as from Tails' story arc in this game, where both characters have this whole plot line of they need to be more independent from Sonic. And then they immediately throw that out the window in later games. In Tails' case, a little bit later, but Amy, definitely the whole needing to be independent doesn't last very long, because then Sonic Heroes happens, where she is very much not independent. So, yeah, I feel like that's the main problem with characters like Amy and Tails, is that they have these big character arcs that they just completely forget about very quickly. But, you know, treating this game as like the self-contained storyline, it's actually not bad. It just feels worse in hindsight when you see what happens with the characters in later games. The song really contrasts like every other song in Sonic Adventure, and I actually don't mind it that much. It's not a style of music I really like, but I actually do think the song is actually not bad. Weirdly enough, I think Amy's team has the best theme in Sonic Heroes. That is like a very hot take, because a lot of people really like Team Chaotix's theme, but actually I've always really liked the Team Rose theme in Sonic Heroes. So yeah, there really isn't a whole lot to say about the story, to be honest. I do feel like the whole plot... I wish more of Sonic's like friend characters were actually playable. Like, it became a meme that Sonic's friends were growing in number, and all of them had to be playable, and it was just sort of bloating the actual game to the point of making different playstyles for everybody to a fault. Then with like Unleashed and Colors onwards, they pared it back too far, I think, where like only Sonic is playable. And the few characters you get that are also playable, like Shadow, just play like Sonic. I mean, I do miss having like 2 or 3 different playstyles. I think for future Sonic games, like, you know, maybe Frontiers even, sort of the Sonic Adventure 2 approach, where you basically have like 3 predominant playstyles that multiple characters are built around, or like Sonic Heroes. Like, have the characters fit into different archetypes, speed, power, technique, flying, whatever, and then base everyone's movesets around that, to avoid having to make like 6 completely different movesets like what happened with this, and what also kind of happened with like 06. There were too many playstyles to the point of really bogging down development and just overcomplicating things. Again, I'm not a game designer though, so I don't know how easy that would even be for a game like Frontiers, of adding in like more than one playstyle, especially with their first major open world Sonic game, so it might be better if it's just Sonic, in all fairness, but I would like to have like playable Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Shadow, some more playable characters, because a lot of these characters are actually really cool, and just haven't gotten much to do in like a decade of the franchise. And again, it's one of those things of, as much as people criticize the adventure games, they had a sort of heart to them that kind of made them stand out, even though they definitely have their fair share of issues from time to time. But that is kind of a tangent, actually, but that's kind of my thoughts on Sonic and in general, actually, even beyond just Sonic Adventure. Again, Amy's story is fairly straightforward, so I mostly just talked about other things connecting to the franchise. But yeah, I think if the internet continues to be stable, we might actually jump into big story after this. And hopefully that won't go too badly. It could go really badly, because big story is kind of variable.
Select a file. Select your character.
Alright, so, normally I'd take a break between the stories, because I have been streaming for about an hour, if you combine the two parts, between the disconnects. But because of all of the technical issues, I'm just gonna jump into the next story.
Hold on, Froggy. I'm coming. What? Froggy, is that you? You're looking kinda weird, good buddy. What's up with the tail? Hey, wait a minute! You swallowed my lucky charm! Come back here! What's wrong with you? Something's not right. We've always been friends. For years. Froggy! Wait up! Oh dear. Yoo-hoo, Froggy! come out wherever you are. Oh man, where could my Pollywog pal be anyway?
One extremely specific thing I'm actually just noticing about this game, actually playing it like with headphones and everything, the audio balancing actually gets progressively worse as you go through the character stories. Like, I was noticing the audio balancing in Amy's story was kind of iffy, and it feels like it's completely taken a nosedive in Big's story. Like, it's really hard to hear him over the music, actually. Also, here's our first upgrade. I forgot that wasn't actually voiced. And it's just very nonchalant, just like, here you go. Actually, I think I did remember it wasn't voiced, but I thought it would actually be a little bit more dramatic than that, but oh well. I feel like this is just gonna be like the pseudo-podcasting stream, because between the credits of Amy's story and Big's story,
Froggy, there you are. Wait, don't run away. What you doing under that car? What's wrong?
you can really tell I don't remember some of these later stories, because I forgot that scene played. Anyway, we have to go to the sewers. And from here, we actually can't go to where Sonic got the light dash. Instead, we have to go this way, which should take us to our first level. I really don't like how the door closes on Big's tail. That's just a really specific, like, technical quirk that I just find really unfortunate, to be honest. Anyway, our first stage is Twinkle Park.
Welcome to Twinkle Park.
Alright, so we have to catch Froggy. He's in this main pool in Twinkle Park. If anyone has any, like, off-topic discussion on hand, now would be the time to do so, because we're just gonna be fishing for 4 stages. So yeah, I actually probably should have thought of things to say during this, to be honest. I didn't really think this through. Like, in terms of, like, general news, this week for gaming was, like, relatively... Oh yeah, new Shin Megami Tensei got announced. That's something. I never played the first Soul Hackers, but people seem to be excited about the new one, so that's cool. They had a big countdown and everything, which made people mad because we're still waiting on a Persona announcement for February. And we have no idea when this February Persona announcement's happening, and there's only a week left, so it's probably gonna be soon. People are still holding on hope for remasters of, like, Persona 3. I'm not entirely confident in that happening or even turning out well if it does happen. This is sort of on topic. Sega owns Atlas now. Did you know Sonic is actually a character in a Shin Megami Tensei gacha game? Like, he's a summonable demon. Which is really weird, like a really weird sentence that actually exists in the real world. I think Froggy is stuck, so that's not great. So yeah, again, these stages can either be really easy or they can be like this. So yeah, I guess Froggy woke up and chose violence today, which I should have expected knowing this game. There's a fast reel with B and a slow reel with A. I usually use the slow reel because you can actually break the line, and if the line breaks, you actually lose a life. So you have to actually be careful.
Oh, now what am I gonna do? Not too bad.
Welcome to Twinkle Park.
So, something very unique happens when we leave Twinkle Park. So, we actually get the Ice Stone as big as well, but it's actually in a vastly different spot compared to the other characters. It's over here behind Twinkle Park, so Big doesn't actually have to go to Casinopolis. I like how this text here for the Ice Stone sounds very detailed and not like something Big the cat would actually say, as it's just, you know, stock dialogue for all the characters. But it definitely doesn't seem like it would totally match Big's, like, his voice. But I almost like the idea of Big's, like, inner monologuing being way more deep than his actual outward speech. Alright, so we have to take this all the way over to the Ice Cap entrance, as always. Unfortunately, Big is not the best at platforming, so the hardest part of Ice Cap, in some ways, is getting to Ice Cap. We made it, thankfully, so we can actually climb up here and make our way over. There are actually a few power-ups to get in the jungle, but we want to get this taken care of so we don't have to worry about losing the Ice Stone. In general, though, I do feel like Big's story is also kind of overhated. Like, it's not a masterpiece, and again, also it's very disconnected from the main narrative, but I actually don't think it's that bad, but it could also just be like, because I played this game so much, I actually know the ins and outs way more than I probably should, in all fairness.
You've discovered the life belt. It keeps you afloat when you're in water. To swim underwater, press the jump button when afloat.
And now it's time for the big wall of this story mode, at least for me. We have a power-up inside the stage, and to tell the truth, I don't entirely remember what this power-up is. Ice Cap as a stage is mildly infuriating, because if you want the power-up, you have to go deep into the stage. Froggy actually is right over here, like literally right there. So you have to go to a lot of work to get this power-up, that you only need for like the optional stuff anyway. I want to show it off just because, frankly, I want to see if I remember where it is. And the answer is I probably don't. But we'll try. And then we also have the fun task of actually making our way back over when we actually do get the power-up. So yeah, this is gonna be fun, I say slightly facetiously. Unless I remember way better than I think I do, in which case it's actually... Alright, that was not what I expected to happen at all, getting launched all the way over here. Yeah, definitely did not see that coming. Alright, so, the power-up is, like, somewhere underwater, I know that much. But that's not exactly a lot to go off of. So we'll have to just kind of figure this out. Now, this might take a bit. Frankly, just Big is also not cut out for platforming also, so that also really overcomplicates this whole procedure. I want to say it actually has something to do with this, like, skeletal thing in the water. So actually, this being here might be a good sign that we're close. There's a big shark, which is actually good if you're trying to get the A rank. But it doesn't really do us much good when just trying to catch Froggy, sadly. Is this the entrance? This is, I think, the entrance, yeah. So yeah, this is like the worst power-up in the game to get. It's just a lure, too. It's not even like a main power-up. It's kind of obnoxious, to be honest. But again, I just want to see if I can even remember where it is. There it is, on the other side. So yeah, it is actually right near this, like, skeleton thing. But the question is, how do you actually get to the power-up itself? I assume we just drop down here? Oh good, a spring, just to make it really awkward to sink down. Thanks, game. There we go, we actually... Nope, that's still not it. Okay, now I'm really confused, because I thought that would be it. I also have a vague recollection that we have to go, like, deeper into the stage, like, higher up or something. Yeah, like, it should be, like, right under here, in theory. It's just a matter of how you get there. Maybe here? Nope. Still on the other side. So yeah, you can see it, so you can kind of get a general idea of where to go, at least. Wow, you can see the spikes clipping under the ice. That's interesting. It's actually on the other side of this wall. Like, it's right over here. So again, that's actually a good frame of reference of where this could be. Not super helpful in all fairness, but it's still something to work off of. Yeah, you can tell I don't normally play big story. If I replay stages in this game, it's usually Sonic and Tails. I don't even really like Knuckles stages, to be honest, because of the randomness of where emerald pieces can be. Sometimes it's fun actually getting like good emerald locations, but when you get really bad emerald locations, the game suddenly stops being as fun. I feel like that spring should work, but it is absolutely refusing to work, which is weird. I am actually going to look this up, because I feel like I remember going to an even higher part of the level in order to get this, but I actually don't remember. It also doesn't help that there's no, like, map or anything in these stages, so you kind of just have to search without much direction at all. But yeah, in terms of like overall like things I've been interested in terms of like gaming news, I kind of feel like in general it's been a weirdly busy gaming year, which almost feels like a reflection of this year in general, that this year has been kind of... Oh, that's how you get over here. This year has been, like, weirdly hectic already. And part of the reason why I am streaming today, because of how hectic things have been lately. This should be it, actually. There it is. So yeah, Big was not having the best time there in the animation of getting the power-up. Alright, so now that we have that, it's actually smooth sailing, oddly enough. If we can actually leave this pool of water, which is proving to be easier said than done. The remaining power-ups are actually really easy to get. There's one in the jungle and one in the egg carrier, so it's actually really straightforward. Now we have the fun task of figuring out which pool of water Froggy was in. And to tell the truth, I don't remember. Because there are quite a few pools of water here, so... We'll keep looking, and hopefully find where Froggy is. I think it's here, actually. Yep, this is it. Trying to fish in the water usually doesn't work because it's too close. Also, one thing I should probably mention is this Xbox 360 controller isn't in great shape. It actually is drifting a bit, so definitely will make some movements, finer movements, a little bit tougher for stages like this, sadly. I almost feel like control stick drift makes the Big, the Cat, and Amy stages harder than like the Sonic stages, where you kind of are just going so fast you don't really need fine-tuning. But with stages like this, you actually kind of need precise movement, because Big is so like not dexterous as a character. Every movement is very lumbering to the point of actually precision actually being helpful. It's almost how I feel about like the boost Sonic games. Despite going really fast, you actually don't need super fast reaction time just because you're going so fast. You don't need as precise of controls, I mean. Just more general loose controls actually work for those games pretty well. But wouldn't work well for some game like Sonic Lost World where you actually would need precise platforming. I'm playing with fire here, so I'm hoping I don't break the line. I have to restart this.
Oh, now what am I gonna do? Not too bad.
Alright, so, almost indicative of what actually happens in the stage, trying to find the lure, it is now nighttime. And if you may recall, something very unique happened at night, with Big. So we have to head over to actually where the Knuckles fight took place, to encounter, another character.
Oh no, he's got my little bunny. Whoa! Ooh. Glad I found you.
Oops!
Oh, now what am I gonna do?
Alright, so we lost Froggy, and now we have to head over to Station Square, but there are 2 upgrades we can get in the jungle, so let's head there first. I do feel like a lot of objects in this game do not account for Big's tail, because it clips through a lot of different objects in this game. I'll be honest, this part kinda sucks to be frank. Big is not the fastest character in the world, so trying to navigate a fairly sizable jungle with the slowest character is kind of a pain, to be honest. I feel like muscle memory kind of kicks in though, making this a little bit easier. I don't have to worry about like navigation as much because I can kind of muscle memory my way to victory in most cases, like this lure. Alright, so now that we have that, we should be good to go for getting the upgrade that was actually in Big's cutscene. I'm actually trying to find this without using the map. I could use the map, but actually we found it, so that was great. We have to pick up Big's bed to get this, this power-up under here.
It's the power rod. You now have longer casting distance.
Alright, so there's only one more power-up for Big, and that's the final lure upgrade, which is actually in the egg carrier. So it'll be a stage or 2 before we see that. Other than that, another fun tidbit about Big the Cat is he has the fastest climbing speed. Which is weird, because he has the slowest movement speed, but he actually climbs ladders extraordinarily quickly. I am actually going to look up the map, because I feel like I'm getting very turned around. I am impressed I got the 2 upgrades without looking at the map, but yep, I'm definitely going in circles. I want to say this is actually where the one emblem is, so if you're looking for field emblems, it's right on that path. Beyond that, we have to head over here to the ladder and climb up and head over to Station Square for our third to last stage with Big. Again, Big and Amy probably have the shortest stories, but just in the case of Big, him having the shortest story doesn't mean much because a lot can go wrong in it, making it one of the more tedious stories. Again, I feel like I've played this game so many times that I just know this game well enough that I actually have fewer issues than most, but that doesn't mean it's well designed by any stretch of the imagination.
The train headed
That's kind
for
of like
Station Square will be departing
my
soon.
perception of a lot of games, where it's like, I can be really good at a game, but that doesn't necessarily mean the problems don't exist. The absolute best case of that is Super Mario Sunshine. So like, if I can get through the pachinko first try, that's more of a testament to me basically playing this game obsessively when I was like 8, and not so much a reflection of the game actually not having a lot of glitches in that sequence. Alright, so next up should be Emerald Coast. So, we have to head over to the beach now to catch Froggy once more. Actually, we need to catch him a couple more times. For some reason, the hotel attendant is different in Big Story. I've always wondered why that is, because I don't think it's ever actually explained. Alright, so we can head in and see how this goes. We also get this very unique piece of music that doesn't play in anyone else's Emerald Coast stages. It's very unique, that's the best way I can put it, and I don't know if it's unique in a good way or a bad way, because it's definitely very identifiable to a Big the Cat stage. It fits the mood, for better or worse.
Froggy! Not too bad. Froggy? Uh-oh. No! Hold on there! Come back, please! Give me my friend back! I'm begging you, please! Froggy? This place doesn't look familiar to me at all. Smells like Froggy's around somewhere. Think I'll see what's behind this door.
I like how Big says this place doesn't look familiar about a place he's literally never been before, as if it would look familiar to him somehow. So we don't have a hammer, but Big the Cat can actually weigh down these switches enough to just open them up. Sadly, we can't play Hedgehog Hammer, even though we have a fishing rod, meaning we probably would be able to, or should be able to. And right next to the final Chow Egg is the final lure. So now if I was feeling bold enough to try to actually complete this game again, we actually would be able to catch the biggest fish in order to get the A ranks, but I don't think that's going to happen in all fairness. But now we have to go to the hot shelter once again. Big's hot shelter run is actually really interesting because, in my opinion, it's actually the closest thing to an actual stage. You don't start right where Froggy is, you actually have to go find him, which, again, makes this feel more like an actual level, weirdly enough. Kind of makes sense, I guess, for Big's final level to have a little bit more grandeur to it, but it's still kind of interesting how easy the rest of the stages are. There's been a long-standing theory that Big only kind of exists because there is a fishing rod controller for the Dreamcast, and that's honestly not that far-fetched of a theory, but I'm pretty sure it's actually not compatible with this game, weirdly enough.
Ah, there's Froggy. Looks like he needs my help.
Alright, so we need to drain the water and then try to catch Froggy. This is the worst stage for this because it's not difficult, but it's very, very glitchy actually. Like sometimes Froggy will just like instantly break the line. Like there's literally nothing you can do, the line will just snap. So yeah, we're 8 meters away, so this will probably take a bit. I'm trying to think of any other cool topics to talk about, and frankly I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, like for me, the big thing I was really hyped up for in the last couple days was the SMT news. There was also a Street Fighter announcement, but I'm actually not a fan of Street Fighter. I've actually, over the past couple of years, tried to get into...
Froggy! Not too bad. Yes. We're together again at last, huh? Huh? That's strange. Where am I? Froggy?
I don't think I've ever had that good of a run of Hot Shelter. That was honestly ridiculous. I had no idea that I would catch Froggy that fast. Normally, that stage is awful. But again, this is just exceedingly variable, and that just happened to swing the other way to actually Froggy being extremely cooperative during this entire playthrough, which is actually kind of nice.
Wow. Is it all right for me to be here? So do you trust me? So these are the 7 emeralds. Could it be? The servers are the 7 Chaos Emeralds, unified by one that is the controller. The 7 Chaos. The controller itself. Could this be the emerald that controls the 7 Chaos?
Froggy? I don't like the looks of this place. If something happens now, there's no point to my rescuing you. I don't know who would bother to save us both. We better get going, buddy!
Emergency alert has been cancelled. Resuming monorail operations.
One extremely subtle thing I actually really like about this game is subtle environmental storytelling. So like the ship was shaking while Big was talking, which actually makes a lot of sense because the ship would have just changed back to its original configuration. We also have this monorail, which we haven't seen yet. Big can't actually go through the main entrance or like the little elevator, so we actually have to take the train. And from here, we have to head up there to the center platform, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure how though, probably taking that spring if I'm not mistaken. So we have to go up here and yeah, use the spring to get across.
So, I see you're trying to escape. I'm right on time. Chaos, grab him! Get that frog! And don't forget the Chaos Emerald. All right, and now for the frog. The frog is possessed by your tail. Once you get your tail, you'll be complete and ultra strong.
Unbelievable! Look what happened! Chaos has transformed again!
Huh?
Uh-oh. Gotta go!
Froggy? I'll save you! Don't worry, Pally!
So, he's your friend, eh? No sweat. I'll get him back. Watch me.
Careful, Froggy! Don't worry! We'll get you back!
Aim for the frog and cast
Like
your
all
lure.
of Big's stages, this is exceedingly inconsistent. So this might take a few tries. We basically have to aim for the little red symbol.
Hooray! Froggy! I won't let them take you away again.
Go on and get out of here. I'll do the rest.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Come, little buddy. Time to get a move on. Huh? could use this. But I don't know the first thing about it. Oh well, I'll give it a try anyway.
On the whole, I think other than the snag at the beginning of Twinkle Park, that was easily the best run of Big Story I think I've ever experienced. Also, getting lost in Ice Cap, that wasn't great, but actually catching Froggy went exceedingly well. I can't believe, Hot Shelter and Emerald Coast both went super well, like way better than I would have guessed. Kind of makes up for the stream itself being kind of precarious with all of the technical problems. But yeah, we're not quite done yet. I'm not even at 2 hours yet, so I'm probably going to go a little bit longer, plus also a lot of time is spent rebooting my internet and everything, so we're going to go a little bit longer. I'm probably going to get the field emblems at the egg carrier and then call it there. Next stream we'll go through Gamma's story and the final story, and if we have time, I might go over the Chow Garden a little bit, just for fun. Hopefully by then the internet will be better also. I seriously don't know what's happening. Part of me wonders if after moving, if like a cable got messed up or something, and that's like affecting the stability of the internet, something like that. So I might actually investigate that. Or it could just be a Comcast, like normal Comcast behavior, who knows. But even though we're not quite done with the stream yet, thank you all for watching and coming out and hanging out. And if you're watching the post-upload, I hope you enjoyed this as well. And these will be streamed live on Twitch. In theory, you can follow the stream to be notified of when I go live, but apparently there's actually been issues with that lately. So I'll try to remember to post when I go live, like on YouTube and Twitter. And yeah, hopefully that'll work better, and eventually this whole issue will be resolved. Big Story is also one of those that's really not that relevant to the main arc. The main thing is Chaos's tail, but it's kind of a lot of filler to get to that point, to be honest, as he really doesn't even cross paths with most of the characters. You can actually encounter most of the cast just about going about their business in the hub areas, but in terms of the story, you really don't have much in the way of interactions with like most of the characters. Probably the most interaction with Tails and Sonic, and even that's pretty minor, like just a very brief like scene of these with these two characters, and that's about it. Also, Big has one of the earliest flashbacks, since that's to call finding the Master Emerald for the first time. I think the only two that are earlier would be Knuckles' first one and Tails. Because with Tails, she doesn't know what the saying means, which means that she hasn't actually found the Master Emerald yet. And Knuckles is early also, I would assume. And then obviously Knuckles has a few after that. Yeah, that's at least my theory. I actually would be curious to see theories on what the chronological order of all of the vision scenes is, because I'm sure there would be some that are open to debate of like which one is first. But that's actually not something I've ever thought to look into. But yeah, we're not quite done with the stream. After the credits finish up, we'll keep going a little bit longer and get a few more emblems.
Which character?
So first of all, I think I'm going to jump back into adventure mode with Sonic.
Let's get him!
And yeah, all we need to do is head over to the egg carrier, which we can using this conveniently placed boat. You know, if they ever remake this game, I hope they actually add the egg carrier to the scenery, because I think it would actually be cool if you could see the egg carrier in the distance. Also, again, that would explain where the missile comes from in Tails' story. So now that we're here, I want to test some things, because there's actually some things I don't have an answer to, and I want to check. So in theory, what we have to do is use these cannons to fire into the boxes and break them. Okay, so it actually does have to be in the transformed configuration. I'm actually not entirely sure which emblems are in which configuration, so this may take a few tries to locate everything. But yeah, we actually have to go in here and change the ship to the attack formation, which is kind of complicated in terms of how you actually navigate. You actually have to use the monorail to get to certain areas, because some areas are normally inaccessible outside of like specific configurations. I actually kind of lost my train of thought of what I was talking about. Yeah, you actually can't access the lower half unless you take the monorail. Alright, so now we have to head over to the front of the ship in order to get the emblem and the box that we need the cannon for. Yeah, it is unfortunate that none of the other characters can actually just break it open on their own. But yeah, this won't take very long. All we have to do is go over here. Oh, the landing pad is also different. I never really thought about that before. This also changes a little bit, I think. But yeah, I feel like this area is, okay, the controller stopped responding for a moment, so that was fun. This is just kind of like the cursed tech stream, I guess. Yeah, we can actually launch our way all the way across, try to break these. Which one has the emblem? I actually don't remember. So it's going to be a little bit of trial and error to figure this out. It's gotta be one of these. I actually think it might be that one, so basically hopping into the cannon on the opposite side, which I think we already tried this one, or at least it feels like we did. Maybe not. Okay, not that one. Alright. I really hope that the boxes also don't respawn, because that'll also make it really hard to tell which one is which. I feel like normally I actually have a really easy time with this, like figuring out which one it is. Normally I don't take this long to find it. For some reason, I'm having an especially hard time remembering which one it is. Well, it looks like there's actually only one cannon left, or one box left, so it's gotta be this one. There it is. And the last two field emblems we have to get is tails.
Select your character.
Here I come, Sonic!
And like before, we have to hop on this boat over here. And also, like before, I don't remember if the egg carrier needs to be in a very specific formation in order to get these emblems. I want to say it has to be in the attack form also. But we can try and get this one anyway. There should be one on top of this little dish up here. Yeah, it's not here, so we have to transform it. This one I know we can actually get now, so let's get this one on top of the pool area. So that's one. And then the final one, we actually do need to go in and transform the ship once more. Luckily, we actually don't need to go all the way to the lower half of the ship this time, so this will be a lot easier than the previous one, where we needed to transform the ship. So from here, we need to fly up to the big dish, and there's our final field emblem, if I'm not mistaken. If I didn't forget any, I don't think I did. But yeah, with that, not counting times when I wasn't technically streaming because of internet hiccups, we technically just hit 2 hours for the stream, so the actual post upload will be a little bit shorter. But I think that's about all I wanted to do for this stream, so let's head over to the main menu once again. Really quickly, I did want to check I wanted to check emblems. So yeah, we did find all of the field emblems. We didn't get all the minigame ones. That's a whole can of worms. And yeah, we still have 2 story endings we haven't done, and we haven't done any of the Chow races on this file.
Select your character!
But yeah, as slightly precarious as the stream was, we still managed to get through 2 stories, which I'm happy about, and get all the field emblems. So, yeah, next time we'll try to get through Gamma's story, and also finish up the final story. That stream will probably be Thursday, because I'll be busy on Sunday, so I would like to finish up the story this week though. So, keep an eye on social media for a post of when I go live, and I hope everyone enjoyed this stream despite all of the technical issues. Thanks to everyone who hung out, and yeah, we'll come back and finish this game, hopefully in a couple days. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day and a good rest of your week.